Over the years, it seems that HYG has always been a part of my life in one way or another. I have been coming to Hancock for as long as I can remember, and I always looked up to the hardworking and welcoming kids in HYG. To me, they weren't kids, they were full-blown working adults. Watching the years and years of testimonies after the mission trip made me wonder how I could be like them, and now here I am giving one myself. It certainly hasn't been a normal year for HYG. The pandemic has been difficult for the numbers, and it does make me sad to think about those changes. But these feelings are combined with endless gratitude for the impact that it has had on me as a person. I've been on one mission trip, even though I was in the group for 4 years because of conflicts, the pandemic, and other things. Honestly, I feel like that mission trip last year was enough for 4 mission trips. I've learned the importance of meeting new people, sharing experiences, and giving back. HYG taught me so much about the power of volunteering and how much joy it can bring into life. It's given me so many experiences to look back on and smile about, and it's given me lots of new friends who I know I will cherish forever. I am so looking forward to seeing the future of HYG and how it develops, as I know it will continue to grow and evolve as it always has. I want to thank Abby for diving in headfirst this year to many changes, and I want to thank Daniel, Jillian, and Julia for being amazing co-officers and for being so supportive and a pleasure to be around at HYG this year. And lastly, I want to thank the congregation for always welcoming me with open arms. I am so grateful for all of my years spent in HYG and at Hancock. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. And now I'd like to invite Jillian Stevens.
Hi, everyone. As Abby said, I'm Jillian Stevens. I'm a senior in HYG, and I have been co-president for the past 2 years. I've been in HYG for 4 years now, which have also probably been the most hectic and inconsistent years of my life. Starting HYG my freshman year, I was beyond excited to join the group. My 2 older brothers are HYG alum, so for years they would come home on Sunday nights and talk about all the fun they had in the group, and I just couldn't wait to be part of it. And so freshman year began, and it was all that I hoped it would be. My first day, I was definitely nervous to join because there were so many kids who were already best friends all hanging out in the upper room when I first walked in. But all that fear of being left out did not last long. By the end of by the end of the year, even though our year was cut short because of COVID, I had already met my second family. One of the things I like about HYG is that it allows for the exposure and introduction to so many new people that you might not normally interact with. For example, I've gained a few strong friendships with people that I'm not sure I would have even ever said hi to if it weren't for HYG. I have friends from HYG that span grades and even towns, both things that would usually minimize the chances of friendship. HYG, however, was able to bridge those gaps, and I have found some of my best friends that way. Another way this happens is through the mission trips. If you have been a part of Hancock for a while, I'm sure you remember hearing random stories about the infamous mission trip that HYG would go on every year in April. In my 4 years, I've only been able to go on one traditional HYG April trip like that. Last year, we took a trip down to North Carolina, and I probably had one of the most memorable and fun weeks. Our week extended through Easter Sunday, so we traveled a little while from the camp that we were staying at to a church that felt kind of in the middle of nowhere. This church had, instead of traditional pews, rocking chairs to make up the rows in the sanctuary. There, in our rocking chairs, we were able to connect with the local community and have one of the most special Easter celebrations. Without that trip and without HYG, I wouldn't have been able to experience special moments like that. Like I said before, with most of my high school experience being completely unpredictable, with the help of COVID canceling school and weird sports seasons, and the upper room becoming the upper Zoom, I've always been positive that HYG would be there. It's very hard to feel alone when being part of HYG. It's brought me some of the most important friendships and taught me some of my greatest lessons. I wouldn't be the person or leader or friend that I am today without it, and I'm sad to say goodbye. So thank you, HYG, for a crazy but wonderful 4 years.
And third, I would like to invite Daniel Belot.
Hi everyone, for those that don't know me, my name is Daniel Belat, and I'm a current co-president of HYG. I've been a member for the last 4 years, and I've thoroughly enjoyed each one of them. I joined HYG back in 9th grade because my friend Jonathan told me that it was apparently all the rage. I was very hesitant, but he insisted. I was particularly nervous because I didn't know anyone else there. But again, I was assured that the people in HYG were some of the kindest, most down-to-earth kids that you would ever meet. That was completely correct. During these last few years, I've gotten to know the members very well. In fact, sometimes almost too well. Through meeting every Sunday, the annual mission trip, and the numerous adventures of HYG, I've learned the uniqueness that each of my fellow members bring to the table. HYG has been one of my highlights every Sunday because of its ability to cultivate a home within the church, something that I will always be grateful for. As I move forward to attending college next year, I may no longer be physically at HYG, but my heart will always be there. Thank you to Hancock and the members of HYG for making me feel like I belong.